Alright, we are back. Last series of gold, last series of the day, and first time casting with Insania. So, how you doing, man?
Doing really good.
That's good.
Feeling solid.
Super late over there for you, isn't it? And yet,
It's 3 a.m.
that's not bad.
My,
Fine.
schedule's fucked up, so it's not too late for me.
And also joining us, because apparently I can have no co-casters or two co-casters, is Drunk Muck, which I just came up with right now. But, yeah, Cluck Muck from Shrek is Love, who is a little inebriated apparently, but that'll just make this so much more fun, so not that big a deal.
What's up?
What do you think, Cluck? You're the drafter. We don't care about Insania's opinion.
Oh,
on
No,
the
he
draft.
sucks at draft.
Because
He's like
he-
the worst at draft.
He doesn't even pick,
Oh.
right?
No
Flensmeister's in
insight
chat.
at
okay. I just want to start off with, if you guys are gonna flame me, I will flame you back.
Oh, yeah. I can take
Okay.
it.
Oh,
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's not turn this amazing cast into who is the best with words.
There's
Let's
gonna
just
be a
talk about
little
as
bit
long
of
as you
flame.
don't flame me for
Between-
being in gold, I will not care. But that is my
Between-
weak point.
How did you guys lose to PI Ogre? There we go.
I don't know.
Now I've-
wow,
now I've-
that game,
I've
though,
spread it.
that-
I've spread it evenly. All right. You can reciprocate if you feel that's necessary. I can take it, and yeah,
No, I don't want to talk about that game.
that was a hell of a
But
series.
this cycle, though, we're not gonna lose a single game.
I
Fuck
think
that.
I don't think you are. I think this cycle you guys are going to Diamond. I don't see anybody that's really
Okay.
gonna be that
I will bet you, Quincy. Whatever money Cluckmuck's team makes next cycle, which is nothing, that he will
Wow.
not go to Diamond.
Really.
Wow. Okay.
I
You realize
don't
if
think
we
so.
win like 1500 kronor, right? That's a lot of money for you to bet.
You guys are not gonna make Diamond, because you suck dick.
Who's gonna beat them?
No, but I feel good
Uh,
about this because finally Quincy can make some money in HoN.
No, but okay, honestly though,
Yeah.
honestly,
He deserves it.
Ogre, okay, no, honestly, jokes aside now, Ogre has Nox to carry them, so if they don't make Diamond, I would be very surprised.
I think they're gonna
Anyways,
win. I think
We
they're
have a
gonna win,
very
and it's
interesting
not gonna
game,
take
boys.
long.
Can we get back to it?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
And REXXARS with the third pick Warbeast. So Keizu apparently is in this game, and he's gonna be suiciding the Warbeast. That'll be fun.
Yeah. I mean, their draft right now is like really solid. I love KNX's heroes. And to me, when I see a team go for a composition like this, the first thought that pops in my head is, can they execute it? Because in order to execute a lineup like this, it's very sensitive, because the 5 players need to function very well together with how they spread over the map and how they team fight and how they move together. The movement is very important when you're running a Warbeast Tempest lineup. So I feel like the Legion has a much harder lineup to execute, no matter what. But if they manage to do it, it's way stronger than what they're going up against.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm
I
kind of
agree,
curious.
and I also think it's kinda, it's what they want to play, kind of. Like, who's their super player? Denver Pro, right? He really likes to play Warbeast, and Serenia also loves to play that Rhapsody.
I think
So I
Denver
really like
Pro's their
Legion draft.
jungler. I want to say.
Denver used
I think
Denver
he's a
and Yellow
jungler.
REXXARS swap roles. They
Yeah.
swap roles.
'Cause I think Yellow
but I think
REXXARS
Denver
seen.
plays the Warbeast. I mean,
Maybe
no,
I'm
no,
thinking
sorry.
about the new KNX. Because in the new KNX, Denver Pro plays Suicide at least. I'm 100% sure about that.
Yeah, I mean Yellow REXXARS left for Dawn, right?
He
All
played-
picks, he went
You know,
for
you know
Dawn.
when REXXARS were top 3?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. Denver used to play Suicide back then.
Right.
Yeah.
I
So
think-
I mean, he's obviously like he can
Yeah.
do it at a top 3 team level.
Right.
So why not?
I think in this iteration he typically does play the jungle and Yellow REXXARS plays the Suicide, but could be in this combination that with the Tempest on the board they'd prefer to have that. But speaking of Tempest, interesting that Hellborn didn't first pick it, I feel like. I mean, they went with Magmus, which was really never a bad pick, but they were banned out Parasite and Ophelia off the board. And Noob McNoob plays a very good Tempest, so this is basically to prevent them from running a traditional jungler. And I don't know. Like I feel like I would have preferred to see the Tempest first pick, which is I guess a little greedy, but
Okay, but do you know the best team in the world right now?
how many
Three.
times did you
Three.
pat
Is it
yourself on
gonna
the
be a
back?
lot like this? This
You know,
draft is
you know
gonna
they,
be
they
like,
first
you
pick
know, the best team
Magnus. They
in the
first pick
draft.
Magnus every single game. Can I talk?
That's not true. They first pick Rhapsody
They first pick
all the
Magnus
time.
pretty much every single
Yeah,
game
they first
if
pick
they have the
Rhapsody.
option.
They first pick Rhapsody.
Okay, take it from the guy. Take it from the guy that consistently beats them. They first pick Magnus every single game if they can. And how often do they run Tempest?
They never run Tempest.
They
Because
never
they
run
can't- they
Tempest.
can't play
Do you want to
Tempests.
look up your stats? Tree has played 1 million games and played 0 games of Tempest.
They can't. They don't play Tempest. They don't play Ophelia. They don't play Parasite. They can't run junglers. Traditional junglers.
Thank you. I had no idea.
I know that.
Anyways, point
Wow.
is, Magnus, like some teams, they just don't run junglers. So you should never be surprised when a team doesn't first pick a jungler.
I mean, but I know they do because Solaire Club, New
But I know
McNew plays
I agree.
plays a Tempest. I know he does. I've seen him do it a lot.
But they're not confident with it, it seems.
Apparently not. I'm kind of surprised because New McNew does play a good Tempest. And I mean, Solaire Club is a mid-tier gold team. They're not really the top of the heap by any means, but they're one that you should expect to see bowing out in the middle of a losers bracket, maybe round 4 or round 3 or something like that. So I'm kind of surprised that they're not going to go for something because it, like we see here, it does prevent them from running a jungler. And
Yeah.
I don't know, junglers are better than dual supports. I don't think there's too much
Oh,
argument about that.
wait.
Yeah, they are.
As boxes
Hey,
represent in
statistically,
this cast?
junglers are better than dudes.
Yes, they are.
No.
They are.
As
No,
as
statistically
represented
they
from
are.
boxes.
It's,
Yo,
it's not.
let me talk.
It's not something you can argue about. It's facts.
Yes, they are.
I need. No.
Fine,
You can't
insane
say
it.
that.
All right, what
The
do you got?
second best
Statistically,
team in the
they are
world.
better. That's facts.
No, the second best team in the world does not run junglers.
That's true.
What do you mean? It's statistics. It's
I
facts.
don't give a fuck about statistics. The second best team right now
No, but
has been
that's what I
consistently
said,
the second
though. I
best
said
team.
statistics.
Does not run junglers. You don't need
Well,
to run junglers to win.
They
obviously.
do. No,
I'm
that's
not saying
different.
that.
That's
I just
different.
said
That's
statistically they are better.
That's a
but
different thing. Needing to run junglers to win and junglers being better than dual support are two different statements. Secondly, Tree does
Okay, but
run
in that
junglers.
case, but in that
they
case,
just
it's
do
like saying,
it
oh well, Magnus is better than Bubbles, and then you're like, well, okay, how do you mean? Well, he has 0.1 more stat gains, so that makes him better. It's an insignificant
Yeah, well,
difference.
yeah,
Like
that's
you can run both lineups. In HoN, the only thing that matters right now is how well you can execute your lineups. Like drafts don't even matter. It's just about how well can you execute your lineups. Because unfortunately, I'm sad to say, that's kind of like how low the skill level is right now.
I don't think
I
that's
agree
true.
with you, but that doesn't make me wrong, though. You don't need to argue with me. That's stupid.
It kind of makes you wrong.
I'm not sure that that's
It's
true. That
basically
the
wrong
draft
at
doesn't
zero.
matter. But regardless, like it's just the case that at least for the last several months, jungle lineups beat dual support lineups. They do. I mean, that's
Do you
however
have any
many
examples of that?
however many hundreds of games there have been. It's something like a 55 to 56% win rate of junglers over dual supports, which isn't a big difference, but in that number of games, it does suggest that the junglers have
65% is a big difference.
55%.
55.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of insignificant.
It's not insignificant, but it's definitely not.
5%.
It's
That
not.
5% is probably our team.
It's not game breaking. But the other thing you have to consider
okay,
is
say you
like
remove sync from that
Right.
stat, and you're probably gonna have the other way around.
I don't think so, because
Dual sup-
you have to
Okay,
consider that Tree
look-
also does run junglers like this Behemoth is doing right now. This is a
Like
jungler.
that's not a jungler. That's a second
it is.
support. That's how you play a second support. It's not a jungler.
Yeah, it is.
No,
this
it's not.
This is a jungler.
Apparently Quincy
Have you watched Dota? Have you watched Dota? You know
Yes.
they call that a second support hero. Like they did that in Dota back in the day, where you pull like chain pull. They just
But-
did it in a different way.
but Dota's
This is
not
chain
HoN.
pulling. This is chain pulling, just done different. It's a second support. That's his role. He's not a
Anyway.
No,
jungler.
this is. They didn't chain pull in Dota. That's weird. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
They just
but like,
pulled a lot. Like that's what they do. But it doesn't matter.
no,
What do you
they
think about the
chain
draft,
pulled
though?
like crazy. No, they chain
cannot
pulled like
talk
crazy.
about
Just
this.
trust me.
Regardless of jungle things, let's go draft analysis. Hellborn side looking a little bit more team fight oriented with Magnus, Behemoths, Bubbles, and Engineer. Legion side a little more gank oriented, Pebbles, Hag, Warbeast, etc. Not really looking at team fight quite as much. They do have the Tempest for that, but I don't know. In general, these sides both have pretty good lineups. Like, they're not really doing the exact same thing, but I don't have a particular favorite.
I completely disagree. I think the Legion is so incredibly outdrafted. I'd say this game is about 90-10 after the draft in favor of the Legion.
Really?
Like, the thing is, the Behemoth idea, like... Oh well, sorry. Anyways, the Behemoth idea is good against the push, but any well-executed push has your outer towers pre-12 minutes, and by that time, you're so hard pressured, you're not going to be able to get that blank. So really, for the Legion, this is just a hero that's a fissure in a fight. Like, he's not more than a fissure, and that kind of makes him a non-factor. And then, you got Engineer against 5 minions, or 8 minions technically, because Tempest splits into 6. So, like, his ulti should not really be that effective either.
Right.
And then on top of that, you don't really have a great way to cancel Rhapsody if you're going to take early fights, pre-blinks, because Bubbles is going to have to initiate, and then you don't really have a great way to do it.
I guess they could save the Fissure though.
Yeah, but then he's literally doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if
just
he's
think the
preventing
Legion's
Tempest from
heroes'
jumping,
timings
then-
are much more
No,
similar.
that's not even for Tempest. That's just for Raps.
Either way, I think if you use the Behemoth Fissure to counter an ultimate, that's probably fine. Like, Rap's ultimate and Tempest ultimate are big.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, when you're going up against the push, you're the team that has the pressure on you to kill the opposing heroes. If you don't kill the heroes, your buildings die. So if they leave Rhapsody ults up, they're not going to get kills. And if they don't get kills, it doesn't matter if Tempest is holding them. Like, they need to go in, get a hero, and try to get out. You know, it's kind of like an attack back lineup. And that generally does not work good against a ball team like this Legion has. Also, don't flame my teammate. Quincy, that's strike 2.
What, can you... What, he did finish 4th in his team in GPM. In Cycle 3 or whatever, Cycle 2.
Okay. Do you...
Yeah. No,
Do you
I
wanna
know.
know why?
I've been watching your games just because he's not playing
No,
a
no,
1
no.
role. It's
Do
like,
you know
it's
why?
because Keizu's farming, so...
No, because he is literally the only hard carry player, except maybe Nox, in the scene right now that knows what the fuck he's doing. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious, because he's doing what his role needs him to do.
Right. But I'm saying, like, also, you put on heroes like Kraken and
No other
Polywog,
carry
you're
in
not
HoN
trying
right now
to farm.
moves nearly as good as he does. And his movement wins us so many games. Anyone can farm creeps. That's not what is going to be the difference maker at the end of the day. It's going to be who got those kills, who got those little advantages for his team. And that's always fucking done it. So take your stat and put it somewhere
Look,
nobody ever has to see
you
it, 'cause
guys,
it doesn't
you guys
matter.
finished
It says
8-1,
nothing about his skill.
and the point is that you won games. It doesn't really matter how you won the games, as long as you win the games, you win the cycle. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you're playing a different style. It's because, yeah, Flen's, I don't think he really is occupying the traditional 1 role, as they're trying to jump Wretched Hag here, but she'll just be able to blink away, so not really a great initiation. But the point is, like, Keizu's taking a lot more farming suicides, which means he's getting a lot more GPM. Mickey is Mickey, so he's eating a bunch of gold. And Zlapt is pretty far and away the best jungler in the game right now, so it's not necessarily that he's doing badly.
Are you counting me as a support or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I know, at least before, I assume this is still the case, that Zlapt is doing a lot of warding when he plays second support. Because I remember...
Dude, okay.
I think I heard about this.
This is something I got a lot of shit for. But listen, I'm gonna explain it to you. You know, have you ever noticed that I'm like average a lot more farm and leveled than other supports?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know why?
Because Zlapt
I spend a lot of
wards.
this time running around. I send my wards out to the lanes on the courier, and then other people place it, and they get
Okay.
ward stats.
That's what it is?
It's really that simple,
Okay.
because I don't know.
Because,
It's
like, back when
just,
support
you
was
know.
still playing for Sync, though, it Zlapt, because CIC were all pub games, so I actually had warding data, which was really, really nice, and I don't understand why S2 doesn't put wards placed in the post-game scoreboard. I really feel like that would be a good idea.
It's in the tournament mode stats.
It's not. It's per game, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's not per game.
Oh, not per game. No, not per
And that's
game.
what
It
I
shows
want.
average.
And I also don't
No.
trust, I don't trust those stats, because they lie.
Yeah, it should
think
really
they're
be
pretty-
wards spots than wards placed.
It should, A, it should be
I don't know
wards
why.
spot and not wards placed, and B, it should be in the damn scoreboard at the end of the game. I don't know why it's not.
Why does it matter though? It's such an irrelevant stat. Like buy
because
wards only. Honestly, you only need wards because of lack of game sense. Like,
yeah, it
if
should.
you the
I don't
better
I don't
your
know,
game
I
sense,
think
the
it
less
would be really.
to buy.
I think it would be really.
Wow, Engineer
interesting
taking
if
a
you
crap
actually
ton of
put in
damage. HoN
afterwards
gonna
as well
finish him
as
off, yeah.
normal wards.
Nice go from Big Arlong there. Anyway, it should be, yes, a less objective measure because it doesn't just matter whether you bought them, whether you place them, it matters where you place them. Like, that's what matters, because good warding is going to be bad warding even if you have the same number of wards. The problem is, I can't measure good warding. Like, there's no thing that's gonna allow me to effectively say, that's a good ward, that's a bad ward, without watching every single game and, like, making a subjective evaluation, which is the opposite of what the stats are for. At least if I get data on, like, this is how many wards were placed, then I get some idea of who the most active supports are, that sort of thing. Yellow REXXARS dying in the top lane. Did catch that. The bottom, actually, Pebble's going to jump on top of the bubbles. We'll kill him, too, so action all over the map. The point is, I'd like to be able to do something, and I can't because there's no warding data, which is stupid. And Hag going to take yet another jump. Will he be able to blank away? Yep. Turret, they're going to do some more damage, but he's fine. 8:05, 6, 7 on the end game. 8, 9. We'll pick up the regen rune. That's not going to be enough. I don't know how that happened.
Can you just give me time again?
Yeah, 16, 17, 18,
Alright, I got you.
19. Alright. Did you turn auto skip pause on?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
probably should've
I
done
was
that.
behind like 3 minutes before. It was kind of insane.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very strange.
Okay, I was just a half a
computer
minute
sucks
behind you.
so much.
Anyway, like, we should probably talk a little bit about the game.
We
'cause
probably
we've
should talk a little bit
off
about the
track,
game.
so,
Yeah.
I think
Let's
KNX are
just
doing
pick
quite a
up
good
his
job.
blink.
Yeah, I mean, they're up for 2 hero kills and 5k gold and 3.8k experience at 9 minutes in.
Well,
Yeah, they're probably
I
doing
kind of
well.
got cut off. I didn't even get to my point.
Anyway.
They're executing their strategy pretty well. I love the lane setup from them. They chose to run the Pebbles in the short lane and put Hag mid, knowing that the Behemoth really doesn't have anywhere to go after he's done with his jungle creep wave,
Magnus
except
gonna
for
get
mid.
caught out here. He will die Shell Surf, not going to connect onto Tempest, and he's going to look for something. They also managed to pick off Engineer. Tempest managing to get away just barely. Behemoth also going to be allowed to shovel. Drops the Fissure onto 1, and that tower's not helping them at all. They're going to kill him. Pebble's coming in with a blink, and they will be able to finish off Bubbles as well. So thanks, Tower, for focusing Creep instead of killing the Rhapsody, but oh well. I mean, 4 heroes for nothing, and KNX are kind of snowballing.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
They're executing their strategy. With every item that they get, they should just go force towers. And as soon as Tempest has Astrolabe, they're pretty much unbeatable in these early team fights. And this is exactly what I meant when I was talking about the timer. Look at Behemoth's farm. He's nowhere near a blink.
Yeah.
So in theory, good idea, but in practice it doesn't work out.
2-man Lava Surge done there, and the Kexon will also connect, but Orbeez can be able to take the Rhapsody ultimate and walk away just fine. Rhapsody also going to do okay. Big Arlong has, of course, plenty of mana for Blink, and instead we'll get a little bit aggressive on this Engineer, which could be bad. Kegson not going to connect the background. Orbeez Wolves still chasing him down. They will finally get the kill. Last couple of auto attacks. Glacial Blast on Magnus in the background. Interesting about that. Fissure going to block off Hag, and she won't actually be able to get the Blink off, so she's going to die as well. Kelphill on the 2. Rhapsody here is going to be in some trouble as Tempest took the stun, but Pebble's coming back in with the portal key. We'll be able to finish off Cannondorf on the Silhouette, and things once again not looking super great for this Hellborn side. Looks like they might be able to finish off. Pebbles, no, instead Glacial Blast help lock down Behemoth for long enough to kill him. As long as the C going through, Pebbles going to skill the Enlarge, and he will be okay. For the side here, Magnus will pick up a regen rune, and Warbeast trying to chase him down, but yeah, he might not be so happy about that. Instead, Warbeast has just enough health, and there goes Pebbles once again. As, man, Plictisset on, I have no idea how to say that name, but orange. 450 gold per minute.
Roberto.
He's doing alright there.
Yeah. You can call him Roberto. That was his account. That's what everybody calls him. Roberto. I think just this is the demonstration of an outdraft. There's not really much Hellborn can do. If you look at the team fights, even though they're really messy, it just doesn't matter because the Legion is that much stronger. Just hero-wise, now they have the resource lead as well, and it's like from here on out, there should be no way to lose this game.
I think this is sort of what happens. People have repeatedly tried to pull off Willowkeeper's jungle pull strat, including certain other players that played Behemoth, and actually I think you guys did pretty well with it. I don't remember. It certainly didn't seem to
we owned with it.
crash
Yeah,
and
we
burn
all
in your
The
face.
Legion have
But
destroyed
pretty
a
much
Hellborn
everybody else that's
tower.
tried to do it, I feel like, has not done well. And I've talked to Fuzit a fair bit, and he's basically just like, yeah, we had to practice that a long time before we were really able to execute it well. And I feel like other teams are kind of going, oh, it's cool, you just pull the wave into the jungle, and you kill everything with it. It's way harder to do than that.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
Fusion adopts this draft a lot when he drafts the pulling jungle. Like he makes sure that you don't have the draft that works against it, and that he actually has the draft that works with it.
Do you wanna know what that draft is? Like, I know it sounds weird to you, but were you around in HoN when Fnatic won DreamHack Summer? Against
Barely. I mean, I was
Prey in the finals.
I was
When they
paying
are,
mild
like-
attention.
Hmm?
I was paying mild attention, not so much.
Okay. Alright. They ran a 4-1 strategy is what it's called, where you run like a single core, a carry, that you literally dump all your farm on, and you
Pebbles here finally gonna
basically
get
have
caught
4
up.
other
Yeah,
heroes.
Battlefield.
Takes fight.
Yeah, and
Oh my
Bubble's
God.
gonna take a whole bunch of damage as well, so it's gonna be 1-for-1 so far. Backlist actually only hit him. Orbeez the ulti form trying to get away here as he's kind of low. Grabs the ultimate there. Tempest in the background, meanwhile, locking out Behemoth, but he should survive this. Gets a shockwave off, manages to kill Serenia on that Rhapsody. Obviously had already ulted, so not doing all that much. Tempest also gonna fall here once again, post ultimate. In the meantime, Magma's locking down Wretched Hag for long enough to prevent her from doing too much, and she dies. Wow, I'm kind of surprised they had enough damage in the lockdown to kill her. So Hellborn side fighting back pretty well. And
Wow,
they all get a low A very, very low, but they managed to
That
defend
was
their base.
extremely
that was
extremely
amazing.
sloppy there from Legion. Amazing.
Yeah.
No, that was sloppy.
Did you see that Peppers combo?
Yeah, on the Engineer, it wasn't great.
They had no
It
place
was
diving
not
there.
good.
No, like if you as a team, which is in the Legion's position here, all you want to do is you want to slowly siege the top tower, use the minions and Tempest minions and Warbeast minions to just like hit the tower, have maybe even Warbeast up with the minions hitting it, Tempest somewhere in the background, and Rhapsody all the way in the back. This way, if the opposing team wants to go, first of all, they need to make sure they can catch the Raps. And in order to do that, they have to dive through all the minions. And all that damage is really the difference maker for these lineups. Whether it's going to work out in the fight or not, is if how much damage can your minions pound in. And I think a lot of teams don't really understand that. And this shows to me that REXXARS don't either when they dive in like that, because they do not get the minion damage on any heroes. Because the minions are really slow units, the Tempest minions for sure, at least. And they're not really good at chasing. You want to have them in a static fight where you can utilize that Rhapsody dance floor on them to keep them alive as well. So, sloppy execution.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can figure it out themselves.
He'll be stealing triple stacked Ancients here as well. That's going to be a bit of a problem. I think it was just a situation where Pebbles missed his combo. He wanted to jump in there and pick off the Engineer before anything else happened. And he didn't. He didn't kill him, and then he got trapped in by the Fissure in the kelp field. So the Legion side, instead of saying, all right, Pebbles, you screwed up, now you're dead, we're going to leave, they basically committed to the fight at that point, even though they were really in a bad position. And obviously things didn't go very well from them from there, but
They all tried to save the Pebbles,
Right.
and that ended up with them all getting caught up
Right.
in the Fissure and the kelp fields. And yeah, it's really hard to win a fight when 4 people get fissured and kelp fields and shelter and towers. Like, you shouldn't win that fight.
it
even
should have
if you're-
been... I mean, it was a nice idea from Pebbles. Like, he has enough damage at this point to combo and kill the Engie relatively quickly. But once he missed that, he should have been on his own. It should have been either you get yourself out of there, or you die. Not, we're going to sacrifice 3 players to run in and save you, and then have you die anyway.
The Hellborn have destroyed a
Meantime,
Legion
they do
tower.
clear all those towers, so 15 minutes into the game, and Hellborn have no outer towers left. And now Combor.
Important here though. I generally hate it when people talk about item pickups, but the Blink Dagger on Behemoth is kind of a game turner. This turns this hero from a fissure to an actual hero in the game. And this reflects poor play from the Legion, because had they done this correctly, there should have been no way for the Behemoth to reach that point. Now they're going to have more of a struggle going up the hill, but still they're in a really good position. And basically all they have to do is make sure they force the opposing team to jump on them. Unfortunately, they won't really be able to use minions for damage as effectively anymore, though.
Right. Now is a Shockwave going to help out if there are more minions? Which is a problem. But, yeah, I mean, we've heard people talk about this before, but pushing high ground against the Behemoth not fun.
Yeah.
You gotta do it, right? You gotta know how to play against it.
Yeah.
But something that like you can tell by looking at the Legion's item progression is that they're not trying to force it. You can see the lack of Sackstone, and the Warbeast isn't buying the +10 int, which normally is a good item to buy when you're pushing for the puzzle box later on. So I think they're gonna aim more towards a late game kind of style. But I don't really know. But that's what their items are saying.
Yeah, they also picked up a light run on hack,
Yeah.
which shows she wants to farm for a
And
while.
Warbeast getting caught out here in the middle of the woods. Will activate the LT form, but the Kelfield's on him, and he's going to die. Kelfield, obviously, off the site as a counter to Warbeast.
Okay, you'd never see Keizu in that position. Like, you always, first of all, you run up with your wolves first, you scout out the area, then you run in with your hero. It's, like, this feels like, okay, it was just a pick off, but in reality, it's, they have to fall back now, push out all the lanes, group up again, run up to the top lane, and get everything going again if they want to do it right. And
Hack can get
why,
jumped
like,
again
this pick-off-
as well. He does die to the fissure, so managed to get the blink off, but still died. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, but like this is why the one pickoff normally results in a huge golden experience swing, is because you just have to reset so much. At least for a push lineup like this, when they group up as 5 but lose 1 before they group up, it hurts them so much. It's a huge pickoff compared to just a normal kill.
So what you're saying is Keizu is not the type of player to run into the enemy woods with no vision and without scouting.
Okay, Keizu makes mistakes,
What
but his
about-
mistakes are more along the lines of like playing Keeper of the Forest, feeding 3 times and giving the opposing team his ward, like as in dropping it from the courier so they walk and pick it up. That's more of what Keizu does. But once it gets to the mid game, he's perfect, man. Like he does everything right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand either why Wretched Hag was up there. Like, the rest of her team had fallen back.
It's not so much the Hag. I'm more concerned about the Warbeast. But yeah, Hag did
I mean-
the same mistake Warbeast did.
It just seems like it's a lack of
kind of feel like
communication.
REXXARS think this is over, and
Yeah.
they're just kind of... They think they're more far ahead than they actually are at the moment.
I mean, they are pretty far ahead. The experience lead is even, but they have 8k gold lead. It's
The
not something...
experience leads, yeah.
Right. I mean, it is something they can definitely piss away if they keep doing this wrong, but it's not like it's something that's going to entirely prevent them from being aggressive. They should be the ones that are trying to press their advantage at this point. And they will finally
Okay,
group
but
up as 5.
Remember I said 90 to 10
Yeah.
in this draft? That means every resource that Legion has is worth 90 times as much, or like 9 times as much
Right.
as every resource that the Hellborn team has. So if they're 8k gold ahead, that means in reality they're like a lot more ahead.
72?
64 times,
7200?
64K. Yeah.
8
they're a
times,
lot- a
8
lot-
times
a lot
9 yeah. 72, but anyway,
No, it's 8 times 8 because they're.
oh, you said 9 times?
don't know.
The
Yeah,
Legion had
yeah,
destroyed
okay,
a
alright, we're good.
Hellborn tower.
Go on.
Anyway, I mean, yeah, I just, at this point in the game, though, with portal keys on Magnus and Behemoth, I don't feel like that's entirely true.
Okay, Quincy, can we pause? Can we pause real quick?
Okay, actually, there's about to be a team fight here, but
I don't know, just pause right after the Behemoth fissured.
okay, I'm paused at 2012 on the in-game timer.
2012?
On 20 minutes and 12 seconds on the in-game timer.
Oh, can you bounce back to 2005? This is something like really important that I want to talk
Pressing
about.
Okay.
1 back actually put you exact at 25.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Insane.
Anyway,
yeah, okay. Look at the Hellborn team's positioning, alright? So you have Pebbles all the way up front, Rhapsody second hero on the front lines, Warbeast even further behind, and all the way in the back is their carry Big Arlong, and then on the top side they have the Demo Pro. They formed this V formation, which is completely wrong. You want to be standing like a star. So how I would like to see them position here is I would want Rhapsody to be about where Warbeast is standing, just a little bit more centered. Have Hag up on the right side on the high ground. Tempest in the middle of the high ground. Warbeast and Pebbles up on the top racks hitting it together. If they would have that formation, it would be so incredibly difficult for the Hellborn to find a good angle to catch them on. Because Rhapsody's standing all the way in the back, and if they don't catch Rhapsody, they can't really dedicate to a kill on anybody else. And if they go for the Rhapsody, Pebbles and Warbeast are in perfect position to just loop around and catch anyone in the background here. Like Engineer and Behemoth would have been completely cut off. And they're split up for Behemoth ulti as well. There you go.
Okay.
We can go now.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 7, 8, 9, 10. Assuming everything's okay. Anyway, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, there's, I don't understand why Hag is so far back here. She has a blink. She's got a Tempest ultimate and a Rhapsody ultimate behind her. She can just pound in auto attacks onto this tower. Meantime, Pebbles in the background going to jump. Will catch Engineer this time, so their plan from before actually gets executed. And now in a 4v5 situation, actually, NG buys back immediately. So we'll see if they try to use this for anything. Behemoth can jump in on top of Rap, and that's what they want with push book forward. Still no shockwave going down there. In the background, Eruption does nothing as his portal key got cancelled, and Noob on the Behemoth dies before he can shockwave. He also bought Fact, and the Kelfield goes on to 3, but there goes the Token of Life onto, was that Warbeast, and he comes right back up. Magmus, but he's sitting right on top of a Ward of Rev, so he's not going to do too much here. Fissure looking for some more. Kendorf on the silhouette in the background dying here as well. Serenia on the Rhapsody, and there goes the Tempest Ultimate onto him and Engineer. He's going to fall. Bubble's trying to finish off Tempest, will do so, but after the Tempest Ultimate is gone, Kendorf buys back on the silhouette, and it looks like she might be able to chase the Legion side out of the base. So they lose 2 heroes and a token, but they force 3 buybacks, and they will stop the Rhapsody, the Warbeast, excuse me, teleport. So they get 4 hero kills, sort of, but it costs them 3 buybacks and 3 more kills. So again, not the greatest thing. They save their racks. They can't do that more. No, like that was.
I don't know. I think that was. I don't know. It's really hard for Hellborn to win a fight right now, and they utilize buybacks. Okay, I would say though, baiting the buybacks on both Split and Behemoth.
Right.
I think it was okay defense. What do you think, Aiden?
I mean, they needed
Honestly,
to do that.
this is like, you know, the team fight formations and the idea, the concept of the team fight, how they want to fight around the opposing team, initiating on them, and have using minions for damage. They obviously don't grasp that concept, and that reduces the draft advantage from maybe like 90-10 to 60-40, which is a really big deal. As you're noticing in these fights, they're not just stomping the Hellborn, as you maybe would have seen us and Sync do with the same, like in a similar situation. And it just has to do with like not understanding their lineup and executing it properly. And hopefully, I know a lot of them are in the chat right now. They can like take that knowledge and do it better next time.
What the hell, Insania? You had like 2 months with these guys. How come they're so?
Hmm?
You had like
Sorry?
2 months with these guys. What are they doing? How come they're doing this? What happened?
Dude, REXXARS are just like us in Sync. They want to do stuff for the viewers. You know, like how we let Tree get Conqueror to make it more exciting?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. REXXARS just like to be in gold the first 5 cycles before they dominate everything in Diamond.
Okay.
Trust me, me and my boys have a plan. They're gonna be crushing soon.
And then you know, Kendorf jumping in here, but a True Grapple out, so he will be okay. Double damage on Pebbles, and just go hit the racks, man. Kelp in the background, onto a few. Bubble's gonna jump inside. Eruption going off the background. He will finally get the portal key off this time, but a nice ultimate from Rhapsody stopping all the damage once again. Engineer not gonna be able to do too much with his ult, and the Hellborn side are dropping like flies. 3 dead right off the bat. Magmus does buyback along with Behemoth, so buybacks used all over the place once again. Their allow surge will finish off Big Arlong, but now perhaps Magmus in some trouble. Pebbles not gonna do too much damage actually to him, and Pebbles now trying to run away. Staccato Stun's helping with that. He will throw the Stalagmites onto 3, in fact, and he should be just fine. So, once again, buyback City. Lava Surge, actually, nice portal key from Pebbles just before the stun goes through. So, that was some pretty lucky timing, I think. But, in the meantime, Serenia on that, which I assume I'm pronouncing wrong as well. But anyway, Rhapsody can get caught out. She will die.
His name is
so.
Cormac, by the way.
It's... Not only am I American, but it is difficult for me to pronounce things in general because I'm dumb, so...
It's okay, Quincy.
I just
his name is Cormal. Like Cormal. It's super easy.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's his name. That's like his main account name.
That doesn't make... Is that how
They
They
that...
don't
name
play
is
under
supposed-
main accounts. It's really annoying.
It's...
His main account is Cormal. That's what everybody calls him.
Okay, here's the thing. If you're gonna play for REXXARS, and you're not gonna play on your main account, why wouldn't you play under your REXXARS name? Come on,
I agree,
man.
it's so retarded.
Come on!
He doesn't play REXXARS. Like, you guys need to get... This is not REXXARS. This is KNX in Paris. KNX. Like,
I
these are
don't-
not REXXARS.
I don't
REXXARS
care.
is a different
I don't
team.
know what that means.
I don't know why
Aiden.
people keep
What
thinking
does
they're the
KNX
same
Paris
guys.
mean?
Because
It's not the same team,
somebody told me they were. I think the captain's different, right? But... I
No,
know
what?
Big
All
Arlong
different-
was...
Only Yellow REXXAR is a REXXAR.
No, Big Arlong was in REXXARS, wasn't he? Somebody told me that. Somebody on REXXARS told me that it was the
Oh
same
wow,
team.
you've been like super trolled, man.
Apparently, I
He's
have.
trolling you. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
I just
Okay,
believe
but,
people when they
about
tell
this
me
game-
things. I don't know why.
I kind of feel like this is one of those games where you know it's kind of over, but you just go in all in a Team M game and you just push, and then you just lose, and you get so frustrated. I can't imagine this is how KNX feels right now. They're just going in like, you just hit the racks, we just need to hit the racks, and they're losing. They're just like, why the fuck are we losing the fights? And they have no clue.
I mean, it doesn't seem like they have a plan. They're just kind of like,
I mean,
Right
yeah,
clicks.
like Solaire Club is kind of abusing the buybacks and managing to defend the racks.
I disagree. I feel like they have been using buybacks, not abusing.
I mean, the problem is,
I don't know
how
though.
much
They
more
go
can
in
they do
with one
this?
hero and make like a kind of shitty initiate.
Anyway, meantime, we're opting in.
how is
not
that
out
an
here.
abuse of
See after that
buybacks?
person die, and then they can actually take the fight and win it. That's kind of how I feel like Solaire Club is playing it.
Well, how is that an abuse? That's how you use your buybacks.
Yeah, but I mean,
Why did you say they're
Okay,
abusing
I
their
mean,
buybacks?
they-
They're not hitting their buybacks. They're not being mean to their
what do
buybacks.
you
I don't
mean?
know.
You don't like the word abuse for this specific scenario? What the fuck?
I feel
think
like
abuse is a
they're
fine
not
word.
treating their buybacks wrong. They're not
They're not.
like abusing them.
I mean, this is what they have to do. The only reason
They're
their
not
top
physically
racks are
abusing
still-
them, not mentally
Okay,
abusing
so the
them.
problem
They're
is
just,
that the problem you have is that I use the word abused. Okay, nice.
but dude, abuse is a very serious thing, man. Many
Okay.
people go through with a lot of.
This is HoN. If you want to start,
yeah,
like,
a lot of people get abused in HoN, man.
They
Have you seen
do.
Foxy when he plays against Sync? That kid gets abused physically.
he's sitting there, he's all sad. Poor guy. Except when he gets blood loss.
Yeah.
That's when he laughs. On Geomancer. Anyway. I mean, like, they had to have used buybacks there. The only reason their top racks are still alive is because they've used all those buybacks. Otherwise, it would have been top racks dead. Pretty easy. So they're doing... I mean, they're doing a good thing with them in that sense, that they're accomplishing a task and they're getting something done, which is nice. The problem is, they can't keep doing it. At this point, Noob is out of buybacks. They only have one left on the other 4 heroes, and Kendorf doesn't even have enough money for his, neither does Engineer.
Oh god, I want to puke. Quincy, why do I want to puke? What just happened that what makes me want to puke?
I don't know.
Oh, shrunken silhouette.
Shrunken head on silhouette after going no stone and blink. Quincy, as a hard carry, 27 minutes into the game, how much damage should you not be dealing?
Like 8? 165?
165 to 170.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
don't
what
know.
you want. Oh, I really want to talk to maybe
Jump
not
onto Pebbles here, but Rapsy ultimately can stop all the damage. They'll force
Oh, they
to
missed.
focus him, and that's going to be a kill on him and Pebbles anyway. Batblast actually hits a couple of heroes, but I believe it hit the
Just
silhouette
hit the
with
fucking silhouette!
with the illusion, or the shrunken head up in the background actually. Warmy's going to pick off Army of Mums on the bubbles. And in the meantime, Magma's trying to chase down this wretched tag, but she'll just blink away. So they get a couple of good picks, but yeah. And I guess it wouldn't even be that much of a problem if they had like a crap ton of magical damage, but you're probably not going to stop the Pebbles because he's going to jump on you and you won't have enough time to get the shrunken head off. And,
Not really.
And the Bat Blast is going to come through and you can stop that, but is that
Yeah,
worth getting a
yeah,
shrunken
yeah,
head
Let me
for?
explain it to you. No. See, you gotta, Quincy. When you want to talk about stuff like this, you gotta think. Okay, team fight. How does it look? Silhouette never in the front line. Silhouette always comes in late into the fights. That means Pebbles combo is long used. Silhouette never target a Pebbles combo. Does not need to concern himself
But
about
I'm
that.
saying, like, even if... What I try to do is I go, okay,
Yeah,
worst
but
case
that's
scenario.
what it means, though.
Worst case scenario. What if they focus everything on Silhouette? How much is
But
the
that's
shrunken
not.
head
That's
going to
never
do?
gonna happen. That's not a
understand.
realistic scenario.
I understand that's not a realistic scenario. But my point is, even if they focus everything on
The
Silhouette,
Hellborn have destroyed
it's
a
still
Legion
not going to do
tower.
very much. Which means,
You
in
confuse
the
your
most
viewers when you-
in the most unrealistic scenario, the one that we can concoct, where the shrunken head is the most valuable, if it's still not valuable, then it's not a
No,
good
but
item.
it's stupid. Like, don't even think about that because it's irrelevant. You should look at what is most probable to happen.
but-
Because if you play around
It is.
all the possibilities in the game, you're never gonna be able to do good.
I'm
You
not playing-
gotta like.
I'm not
you
playing
know,
all the
look at the most
possibilities.
probable
I'm playing
only.
You're being retarded, man. Please listen. what he's saying.
Okay, I'm
saying
gonna leave.
even
You
though
guys
we-
have fun casting. Fuck you, Cluck. I'm never casting with you again.
Nice flame. But Aiden, what he's saying is that even though if like you get the most like shrunken head, you're dodging all the spells in the Legion team, it's not even going to be worth it. And then you can draw the conclusion that shrunken is a bad item for the game.
Right.
And that's what I mean. You can't not like, yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what the...
totally agree with that stance, and I also agree with what Aiden is saying. Like both of you are right.
We're saying the same thing, but apparently Insania is mad about it.
Well, did he leave Skype?
He actually left the call. All right, that's
Wow.
fine. Whatever, Cluck. We'll just go the two of us. That's fine.
Wow, I love it though. I can really push his buttons. It's so fun.
Oh well, Insania apparently unhappy about how things went. That's fine. I was agreeing with him, but apparently not in the correct manner.
Yeah, but that's why I hate. Like, I always agree with him as well. But he's trying to like force arguments for no reason at all, and I dislike it so much that I don't know, I gotta tell him to it. I don't know. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Like he makes so many good points, but then he
he's
tries
right,
to
like-
force think that's like yeah.
that's a good thing to point out. Silhouette picked up a Shrunken Head. She's not doing a lot of damage. She needs to do a lot more, and Shrunken Head isn't going to do a whole lot for her. He made one part of that point by saying, look, the most likely scenario is this, and I'm like, okay, that's true, and even in the most extreme scenario, he's just not going to get very much out of that item. So there is no circumstance under which a Shrunken Head is going to make sense for him. Okay, alright, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
Legion side going to do Kongor here, right? It looks like. Also notable, Hellborn side is saving up a whole lot of gold here, about 4k on Magnus, 3k on Silhouette. And they do both have buyback, so perhaps that's what they're looking for. Meantime, the token going to go on the Legion side, presumably onto Big Arlong. And speaking of Shrunken Heads, Legion side has a few of them.
Yeah.
Specifically 4. And, I mean, you compare that to what the Hellborn are getting out of it. The Legion side, they're going to block Behe ult, they're going to block the ultimate from Bubbles, from Engineer, from Magnus. There's all sorts of magical damage, and thanks to the fact that Silhouette does not have real right-click presence, it's basically all their damage.
Yeah, I agree. Like for the Legion, Shrunken Head is a really good pickup. Not only
Yeah, they're going to jump here. Nullstone being proc there, but Silhouette going to drop the Shrunken Head, so she'll have some issues taking damage in the background. Meanwhile, they do banish skill bubbles. Over here, Big Arline trying to deal against 2 heroes at once, as Magnus is just sitting in the back. In the meantime, Rhapsody going to get caught out. The swipe is so big, I can't freaking understand what's going on. Pebbles going to take the shockwave from Behemoth, and he's going to get stunned as well. Turret doing a whole bunch of damage. Looks like Pebbles might actually die. Yep, he will fall, but Silhouette can take a stun, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble as well. In the background, Magnus going to chase down by Wretched Hag, and she won't quite be able to get the angle.
another buyback from Silhouette.
Yeah.
Like they have one buyback left on the Hellborn team. That is insane.
That's true. Shockwave is superior magic damage. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's only the damage though.
Right. So no stun, and the stun is obviously more important for a team like the Legion side. Warbeast, Hag, they're much more concerned about the stun than they are about the actual damage output. So they just stopped the Kongor, and it looks like Hellborn might actually be able to snipe this. And they used a few more buybacks in the meantime. Eruption going off here in the background. They kill the illusion, and actually does a fair bit of damage here as well. But the Tempest ultimate right on top of that will save Hag. No, they do finally kill her, but they get a counter kill on both Bubbles and Magnus. In the meantime, Warbeast pounding auto attacks onto Engineer. He's definitely going to die. We'll see if Silhouette can get out of this. God, really? Really, Engie? Are you going to live? Holy crap, what a fissure. In the meantime, Warbeast can get pulled out of his ultimate, and he's going to fall. What the hell is going on here? Tempest is in a lot of trouble as well. Looks like Pebbles will pick up a haster, and he should be able to just pop that and run away if he wants to. Maybe he doesn't, though, because Rhapsody's here to back him up. Will break the Nullstone, and the rest of the Scottish will come through, but in the background they will kill the Behemoth. Now Rhapsody in some trouble as actually Kendorf, not a great tree grapple right there, but Warbeast will buy back as well, figuring, hey, you guys want to buy back? We can do that too. Now Silhouette is in some trouble. Her Nullstone has been broken. A couple more auto attacks will finish her off. Actually, Chuck helps to do it, and the Denver Pro manages to pick up the kill here. Magnus trying to get away, and he will jump over here with the portal key and teleport. Yes! Just before that happens. So anyway, Kendorf has no buyback now. Nobody in the Hellborn team actually has a buyback. And Kongor going to be finished off now with the Legion team. But that fight went on for about 8 years.
That fight was so insane. They keep utilizing their
I
buybacks.
know. They're like at some point it is bad. I don't think that they should have done that. I mean, they were going to lose Kongor anyway, and now they're completely out of buybacks. More importantly, how much gold have they used that could have been spent on items and has been spent on buybacks at this point?
Yeah. Like, the gold advantage isn't really showing a fair lead at the moment. Because they've been using so many buybacks, and like I'm 99% sure that the gold advantage doesn't really use gold.
I think it's more like 20k.
It doesn't keep that in mind, right?
Right, it doesn't. It's just, I think it's just how much money has been accumulated by both teams. So the fact that they've used buybacks and essentially that counts as spent money and no item is ignored. So yeah, I think it's more like 20k on the gold advantage for the Legion team. Which
I really feel like if somebody on the KNX was actively calling buybacks, their game would have been so much easier.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, I get it while they're pushing base and somebody buybacks, it's kind of hard to respond to it while you're like in a kelp field or in a fissure. But while you're killing Kongor,
and Rhapsody got caught out here. Doesn't even need the keg stun. Gonna get jumped right off the bat. Engineer ultimate in the background. On top of the Hag, or Bubbles ultimate in the meantime, but Warbeast has the shrunken head up. They will kill Adjustment on that Magnet. Before he get an eruption off, obviously, has no buyback, so he'll die. Looks like Engineer gonna fall as well. Tempest looking for something, but Shrunken Head is up on Silhouette. She also has the Nullstone activated, so can't do too much in the background. Behemoth getting jumped by Pebbles, and Bubbles in the meantime is in the middle of all this. Stalagmite's gonna miss. And we'll see if Pebbles can get out of this. He's going to get stunned out like crazy. It looks like Pebbles going to fall here as well. Gets the token though, so he's coming right back up. And the Fissure onto 2 actually. Nice stun there. So we're looking for the stun as well from the tree grapple over here. Pebbles trying to cut off Bubbles. A Tempest ultimate just on Silhouette. There is no cancel for that. She obviously does not have a shrunken head up, and she will fall. So Ganondorf, Gisman, and Haxor Dude all going to die here. Engie Mines might be funny, but in the meantime, looks like Warbeast ultimately not going to do too much, and they will finally take this top rank.
Barracks has been destroyed. Barracks has been destroyed.
That took a very, very, very long time, but it looks like our long match from the Nightmare might be over. Behemoth dying as he gets chucked back in by Pebbles. And the Legion side finally going to be able to start cleaning up the Hellborn base. It took them realistically almost 20 minutes to go from pushing base to actually killing major buildings, and Bubble's gonna get caught out here once again as well. And Eruption coming in the background actually doing a lot of damage, not enough to save Army of Mums. Tempest's gonna walk into the Rhapsody ultimate, that's gonna help him out a little bit obviously. And Rev Ward goes down, Magma's gonna get spotted out, and Staccato's helping to lower him. Legion side, so many of them are so low, and looks like they won't be in any trouble. 15 seconds until Behemoth comes back, and that's gonna be free reign of the base for the Legion team. So they'll clean up mid racks and probably clean up bot racks, and if they don't get scared out.
A Hellborn barracks
sure
has been
if they're gonna have the
destroyed.
time,
A
but-
Hellborn
Yeah.
barracks has been destroyed.
I mean,
It's gonna be all come back from this.
yeah, like the question is, do they want to just take the chance? Do they care? I guess they can just go. Yeah, they're gonna try to take this tier 3 here. Might as well. You know, they have some time before they can really face any aggression. And they'll back out. Actually, Fisherstone will hit a couple, and it's gonna block off Rhapsody and Wretched Hag here. Hag puts her shrunken head up, and Staccatos are there onto Silhouette. She'll just pour it out to their illusion, and now all of a sudden, Rhapsody gonna be in some trouble. She's getting spotted by Bubbles, but a pushback over the cliff not gonna be successful, so they manage to kill Rhapsody.
already.
The Legion side is gonna back off, and looks like they will be okay. And she's taking a whole bunch of damage from the creeps. And his mines
The
still have
Legion
not been cleared out.
destroyed a Hellborn
Tier 4
tower.
towers dying to the creeps as well, so. Okay, Hellborn apparently never mind. They are gonna push this tier 2 down here. I was gonna take a breath for half a second, but they're not gonna let me do that. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really intense game.
This all of a sudden has gone from interesting to kind of crazy, as they basically haven't stopped fighting for the last 5 minutes. But okay, I don't know. You have any observations to make there, Clark?
I don't know, I had something in mind, but I kind of forgot it because so much shit happened. And now they're picking up
Yeah.
so much weird items. They're picking up Storm Spirit on Tempest and
Sure.
Frostburn on Pebbles.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, they're really cocky for like delaying this game for like 25 minutes, I
Yeah.
feel, and still they're picking up these kind of shit items.
I mean, they really
It's
could.
kind of ballsy.
They could have won this a lot earlier than it seems they're going to.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I really can't imagine Solaire Club's going to come back from anything. We've seen stranger things, but
No, they can come back.
I mean,
it's
yeah.
never over. But
is it never ogre?
It's never. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
You know, that was bad of me. I should have said that. She's
I mean, yeah.
suiciding illusion. I really don't like that because
Yeah.
that's, I don't know.
It's a
If they
huge,
push now, she won't be able to go in safely.
It's a huge part of Silhouette's survivability is having the illusion up, and she can get locked down now, even with the truck and head up. She will have her Illu back in a few seconds, namely 14.
And then like Silhouette is pretty much okay. I guess they have some damage from the other heroes, but she's pretty much most of the damage. And if they kill Silhouette, it's pretty much impossible for Hellborn to win a fight.
Anyway, Behemoth deciding let's just jump in there and get something done. Rhapsody Ultimate to stop further damage, and the Rhapsody Ultimate we cancel actually by the Lava Surge from Magmas, but everyone on the Hellborn side is dying. Newman, Haxaduga on the Engineer, and Behemoth dead right off the bat. Behemoth, or Tempest Ultimate, Slow walked into it! What's up, Trouf? How you doing? Denver Pro in the background does finally die. But they kill Bubbles in the meantime as well. Warby's trying to chase down the Silhouette, but he shoots off the illusion. Not going to be enough. And Sill's dead. 4 heroes are dead on the Hellborn side. They're out of buybacks now. CC, so.
Legion wins.
Game 1 of... Oh god, this series might be a hell of a lot crazier than I thought. Anyway, Game 1 going to go to REXXARS after, realistically, way too long. It should not have taken them that long to win that game. But you have any final thoughts on that game, Cluck?
I really enjoyed that Aiden rush with the Caldo. That's the favorite part about the game.
Alright.
No doubt.
Is that it? I don't know anything else.
Oh, okay, no, but I mean, KNX kinda threw, but in the end their draft was just a bit superior, and they were just too far ahead for Hellborn to be able to come back from it.
Yeah. I mean, they seemed like they were trying to let Solaire Club back into the game as hard as they could, but didn't quite pull it off. Insane.
Yeah,
I mean,
like all Legion needed was 1-1 fight, and they had like at least 1 Rax, and that's just what happened. At the like finally they won 1 fight, and then they just got double Rax, and the game was over. Kinda.
Right. Insane. You have any final thoughts? Oh no, you don't, because you're not here anymore. Oh well. That's fine. That'll do it for Game 1 here, as REXXARS takes a 1-0 series lead, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with Game 2.